Birds and crickets. How nice. Hi, Kurt. I'm an 18-year-old college student at the University of, there's the name, but I'll leave that out, keeping things private as I try to do. I just finished my second week on my path towards a biomedical engineering degree. Wow. Wow. Wow, that's early on. Good luck, man. When I discovered your videos, your adventurous lifestyle and genuine personality really struck a chord with me and have been helping me through my difficult transition into this way of living that is very different from what I was used to. Over the course of the past 3 weeks, I discovered your videos. I watched all of your Sons of Grizzly playlists. Those are the Sons of Grizzly is an aspect of, or a component of my lifestyle that I call the path of wildness. It's purely secular. It's just a prescription of what I found in life that seems to work from a very practical, worldly point of view. Worldly not in terms of knowledgeable or wise, but worldly in terms of the stuff of the world, you know? Gravity and heat and motion, and, the chemical, amazing chemical reactions that occur in our skulls, all that kind of stuff. So you had a look at those. Thank you. And I've read a lot of your blog posts. Some of those get pretty weird, don't they? I've got a tendency to kind of go over the edge there. Watch out for the GERD stuff. That's my favorite. That's the most genuine stuff. But enough about me. Let's kidding. Which are all fantastic and thought-provoking. Thank you. For most of my life, I have lived a sedentary, inactive, and somewhat reclusive lifestyle, but I've always yearned for adventure, and I developed a passion for science and the natural world at a young age. The thing that has kept me thus far from realizing my dreams of adventure is a moderate to severe anxiety that I have had since I was young. Common theme. This is the thing that is most common for all the people that contact me. Now, your message came from the forum, so you're already there. But I would encourage you to speak up in the forum. Let your life and experience and reality be known. There are people who are largely like you. No one's you're gonna feel quite at home. The thing is that most people are afraid to say anything, so people join and just kind of listen. Where did I lose it? I've always yearned for adventure and developed a passion for science and the natural world at a young age. The thing that has kept me thus far from realizing my dreams of adventure is we already said, the severe anxiety that I have had since I was young. This anxiety has been further emerging over the course of the past 2 weeks. Well, corresponding with your entrance into a very challenging world. I mean, talk about challenging bioengineering. Wow. And without your videos and the path of wildness there to keep me going, I would have been much more difficult to keep myself motivated, which I dearly thank you for. Wow, thanks. Glad to hear that. Hi, tree. Suddenly there's a tree. The trouble I am having most is making contact with other students and my professors. I never had that many friends in high school. Let me just check the way ahead. Big spider webs in my way. The spiders are particularly big right now in late September. You don't want those guys, those mouth-sized spiders walking around. Getting ready for a big festival. Those bing bing bangs you hear are the big fireworks that they blow to basically call the community to help. The community elders will come and community members will come and help with the preparation, and then the big festival will be this evening. It's a fireworks festival, big rockets. They launch rockets into the sky, and I'm not part of that community, so I don't be participating, but I can go watch. I may. I've been here for 10 years. I've never done that. I should. Back on track. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I never had that many friends in high school. I usually kept it to a small group of closely trusted comrades, and now that I've started by the way, that's typical. Most of us do just that, except Mully. My buddy Molly, he's probably the only person I've ever known that was probably friends with everybody in the school. But for the most part, most of us have our little group, right? And now that I've started university, I have no friends at all. As for the professors, I know that they are just normal people that have a passion for their chosen subject, but I can't make myself approach them. I worry that this will become a major problem when I require their assistance in schoolwork in the future. I don't want to reduce quality of my education because of some irrational fears and anxieties. I am seeing the school counselor and psychiatric services to see if they can help me with my problem, but I wanted to hear your perspectives because you are a person that I've come to hold a great deal of respect for over the short period of time. I want to overcome this debilitating hesitancy that I have. I have an idea for you. Let me finish your email. I think I'm getting there. Well, let me say it now because I may lose track. You're in a new school. You don't have any friends, and you're afraid to approach the teachers. I have a couple of suggestions that maybe your counselor has also already said to you. First of all, when I was in school, when I was in elementary and high school, junior and high school, I did terrible, and I was sat at the very back of the class. When I got into college, and I knew that I wanted to really learn, I switched things around completely. And when I first started a new class, I sat dead center as close as I could get to where the professor would be lecturing. Now, fortunately, in my day, and I went to small college, it wasn't a big lecture hall. It was a small classroom, so the teacher was typically 5 to 10 feet away from me, and most of the time. That meant that I got a lot of their eyeball attention, a lot of their questions came to me, and they appreciated. I mean, I'm a teacher now. I appreciate students that take an active interest, sit close, and are there. That was how I developed bonds with my teachers. And then class would be over, I'd be sitting right there, get up right away, and you could talk to them and ask a couple of follow-up questions. Find out what their office hours are, and then go in. You won't be a stranger when you go into to see them in the office. They'll see you as one of those students that actually appreciates what they're trying to do, and they'll welcome you in most cases, unless they're dealing with a lot of challenges in their own life. And that happens. Sometimes professors are like that. Don't take it as they're brushing you off. Sometimes, like you said, they're just people too. But try again another day. Some professors you won't connect with. Some professors are just there biding their time till they're dead. It's like many people in general. So you'll find the ones. There'll be in your if you're going for biomedical engineering, maybe your 8 or 10 years of education. I don't know what it takes to become a biomedical engineer. You'll find maybe a handful, maybe 5 if you're lucky, professors that you'll really connect with, the type that you'll want to have connections with for the rest of your life. You'll find them, and then don't, I have to cancel this, don't give up on that. Just keep that connection going, see them in their office, talk to them whenever every chance you get. Don't be a pest, but you know what I mean. With regard to the friends and the peers, join a club. I was a biology major originally, and I got hooked up with a small group of students that were going to go on a field trip with one of the professors out to the desert. And that weekend that we spent out there in the desert, I had my friends. Likewise, when I was transferred to university, I got into speech communication, and I found myself, I got connected with the people that enjoyed forensics, debate team, and they were my friends. Also found a collection of friends through association with others I knew in the dormitories. I think you get what I mean. So, I had to talk fast. I'm at the top of the mountain. Now it's down. Hopefully not downhill for the message, but I mean, I don't want to give you bad advice from this point forward, but here we go. Not that I haven't already. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I, too, am an atheist, and I was disappointed to find out that there was no formal representation of atheist, agnostic, humanist students in any form in my school. I want to start a chapter of the Secular Student Alliance, or a humanist group, for like-minded individuals to gather, but I lack... Oh, cricket. Hey, hi, cricket. Where are you going? Hop, 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 hop. There you go. You're safe. But I lack the social network that I would require for such an endeavor because of this malign anxiety that I have. You have also inspired a desire within me to join the school's outing club to get some time in nature and some much needed physical activity. There you go. There you go. So join the club and start your group, and you're off and running. I'm impressed that someone with anxiety would be willing to take on the topic of secularism and atheism. I'm impressed. Because that's the one that's, if anything is going to, if anxiety is about being found out for deficiencies, perceived deficiencies in yourself, boy, you found a good one there, because the people on the other side are really going to see, are likely to see your position is quite deficient. So be ready, and be ready to grow, mature, and become a very worldly person, so to speak, if you're able to follow that route. I mean, anything that brings you out into the world and causes you to interact and causes your ideas to be challenged, and especially if you get people to call BS on you, and then you have to back yourself up. Great. Okay. Your videos really do make a difference for a lot of people. You have landed a place in my pantheon of people that inspire me, besides the likes of Carl Sagan, Stephen Hawking, and Bertrand Russell. Wow, thanks. Wow. Thank you for everything. And there's your name. P.S. When I first read Walden in the 10th grade, I was a staunch and stubborn atheist and wouldn't have any of the transcendentalist mumbo-jumbo, which is what the course focused on. And we only read sections about religious transcendentalism rather than the whole book. You've inspired me to pick it up again and read it, and I must say, without the stubbornness that my mind was clouded by before, and the cookie-cutter view of Walden that my English class presented, I am thoroughly, enjoying it. Nice pun. Yeah, no, just a moment on Thoreau and transcendentalism. Transcendentalism, if you're not familiar with it, is an idea that you can apprehend. Well, it's a complex idea, but as I understand it, it's an idea that you can apprehend the larger world around you, maybe even something approaching truth, through the intercourse with nature, not that kind, intercourse with nature, and through the real world, in a way, and you can see that. And some people have aligned that with kind of a spirituality, and I never did that. Now, Thoreau wasn't introduced to me that way. It was basically given to me about the 10th grade too, by a teacher that I'd read Jack London's The Call of the Wild, and I said I liked it. Remember talking about the good teachers? I told it to my English teacher, and she said, I got a book for you, and she walked me down to the library, picked out Walden, and said, here, read this. Big, thick thing. Incomprehensible language. I couldn't even figure out what it was saying. It was like reading another language, in a way, that 19th century form of writing. But I got just a glimpse of it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like speaking with jewels in my mouth. It's like, I mean, even though it may sound like mumbo jumbo, there's something really special there, because I would read it aloud. I would read the words, stuff that I really like, I read aloud. I open the books and I find a peaceful place and I read it aloud. It's something about hearing it, not my own voice, but hearing it and having it go through the brain. So I got a dictionary and I went through, and I've never completed the whole book, but because I always just get stuck every paragraph or two just thinking about it. And I've come to the conclusion that Thoreau was less about, I don't believe that he was really after necessarily a spiritual essence there. Given the period of time that he was in and the language that people used, he would have been very, very reserved and moderate in his religious verbiage, so much so that even now the little bit that you're doing here and there really is just more or less the language of the day. I see what he did as more akin to describing the world of nature and the world of human society from the perspective of the years that he had lived, as well as the time away that he had to contemplate and to think about things. And I don't see much else in there. But given that, and I don't see much else in there, but it's rich in all the other stuff. It doesn't have a lot of that stuff that we would consider so vital, that many of us would consider so vital, spiritual elements. But it's so rich in the other stuff that is, for me, far more compelling. Okay, I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you, friend, for your engaging and thought-provoking message. Good luck with your biomedical engineering. Start that club. You go out and join the hiking group. I'd recommend in the reverse order. Join the hiking group first. Try that first. Get your friends. Get yourself a little base of friends. Get yourself established with your professors first, and then try if you want to go with the secular group thing, try that a little later down the road when you have something to fall back on. Right now you don't have anything to fall back on. And that could, if you start getting pounded, as you will, once you start that secularist thing, you'll have no place to fall back on. If you're the type of person that can fall back on nothing, then go for it. But it sounds like you're at this point, at least you would do well to have some others. And I'm not faulting you for that. I'm not saying that that's any weakness on your part. That's a human element. Some people do get to the point that they can fall back on nothing. I haven't quite gotten there myself. I would like to get there. I think that, but it's a little bit dangerous when you get. It's dangerous. It's someplace I call, if you're familiar with my Mount Wildness. There's the near slope of Mount Wildness and the far slope of Mount Wildness. And the near slope of Mount Wildness, if you go there, and it's not a real place, but if you go to the near slope of Mount Wildness, that's where you lose everything that you don't need. Or you can lose the things that you don't need. I'm not talking about physical possessions, although those two are mostly in here. It's the far side of Mount Wildness. If you go there, that's where you can lose the rest. And that's a dangerous place. A lot of people don't come back from that sometimes. So it's good to maybe spend a little more time on the near side and maybe only brief forays to the far side, if any at all. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, friend. And you have a wonderful day. Good luck. Write to me. Let me know how things go. See ya.